Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty bad news going on over here when it comes to Xbox, but also some pretty cool news when the brand new updates going on. We have a lot of stuff to go talk about when it comes to this. Now, for some odd reason, the past few weeks, especially in the past few months as well, I feel like we've had just a pretty big onslaught when it comes to the Xbox and Xbox Series X news. But right now, we actually have two kind of bigger things to go and cover as of today. Number one is there's actually a brand new and huge update when it comes to the Xbox UI. The UI itself actually looks really cool and really actually had a pretty good thumbs up to not go make this video completely on the Xbox side. But as well, we're also now seeing some really bad reviews now coming out from the upcoming game coming out tomorrow when it comes to Redfall, where the Redfall reviews are basically saying that they are not happy. The game is bad. There's also apparently a bunch of leaks that came out too as well, stating on how awful the game is. So I'm going to talk about this, talk about the news and all that stuff. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. If you guys like to go and follow, we have all the Amazon links as well, and let's go dive into the video and give me your thoughts and comments first and all. So let's go and talk about the Redfall reviews first, because I just feel like this is going to be a little bit more of a juicier topic. Now, if you guys do not know, Redfall is coming out officially tomorrow. Thankfully, it is on Game Pass, so if you guys want to save the extra money, either on Xbox or PC, it does make kind of playing with your buddies and co-op a little bit nicer. But we saw a lot of the initial early leaks, and the early leaks from people having access to the game have been horrible. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think we've been seeing some 3 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, but as well, we still have seen some on the opposite side, so some people saying the game is good, etc. I'll probably be playing the game tomorrow, but once again, I'm not really too excited for it because a lot of the initial thoughts have not been going so well. So because the Redfall reviews are here, and they are a bloodbath over here from Paul, stating, well, Redfall isn't the biggest game Microsoft has in the works, although in my honest opinion, it kind of is probably one of the top tier ones, mainly because we only have Forza out in the loop, I guess, after this one. There's a few other ones, but nothing kind of big. But basically, Microsoft is basically this big AAA title from Arcane, the beloved developer of Dishonored, Prey, and Deathloop, and fan favorites are even the occasional Game of the Year contenders. Redfall was their chance to jump into several new genres with the co-op, looter shooter, an open world, and vampires, but apparently it's been awful. So review scores are coming in for Redfall. I would show you guys some of the gameplay that's been leaked, but once again, kind of how we did before with our Zelda video, DMCA and early embargoes can really go mess with the channel, but they're out there if you want to look. But a lot of the things we've seen so far have been horrible. So for a game of the size in the studio that's normally produces solid hits, it's wild to see Redfall arriving with a 63 on Metacritic and a 64, with only 26% of critics recommending it, and as well, this is also before the game fully comes out. Is also far lower than anything else Arcane has done in recent years. Prey at 82, Dishonored at a 91 and 88, Deathloop at 89, and as well, just a lot of folks are not happy. So some kind of big points to note. GameSpot. Arcane takes a stab at infusing the genre du jour with its signature style, but the end results are just a bloody mess. Redfall is ultimately not up to Arcane's usual standards. It feels rushed, unfinished, and unsatisfying to play. IGN, which is unscored though. I must admit, I'm thoroughly underwhelmed by Redfall's vanilla missions and lifeless world, and very disappointed with this lengthy list of display issues and bugs. But even though people are kind of giving us like some really bad reviews, we have seen a few other ones that are still okay. Now, I have not had a chance to check it out myself, but we have seen a few 7s, 8s, 8.5s. They're just kind of scattered on in, but we're seeing a lot more of a consistent 4, 5s, and 6s. And of course, I think even some of the early reviewers that haven't had a chance to make their embargoes go out so far have been issuing out warning signs for Xbox users when it comes to this. Now, in my honest opinion, when it comes to games on Game Pass, it's not the worst. Like, you're going to pay $15 or $10 depending on your actual subscription tier. I already have Game Pass, so for me, it's probably the only thing that's worth, I guess, bad is just me having to have the time to go and, well, actually download the game. And I have no issues with this. I have no problems with this, and I'm A-okay with it. But some folks may not want to spend the extra $10 initially. I think for $10 to risk it on a game is not the worst, but I definitely am a little bit intrigued. So basically, Redfall, as you guys can see, we're seeing like a 6 out of 10, 2.5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 3 out of 5, which is like a 6. Attack the Fanboy 7, 7.4, 7. We have to see. And some people are using just rent it. So obviously Game Pass makes sense. So a lot of folks are saying this is kind of hard to do with Xbox, where we keep on seeing that Microsoft has been mismanaging its first-party studios, that Xbox has been having a lot of issues, they keep on having big delays, really bad leadership and actual like project management, maybe just trying to go push too high for certain aspects. Like, just everything's been going really, really rough. And also these Redfall scores, if they actually go and are consistently bad, it's going to be a really bad sign for Xbox. Minecraft, the brand new Minecraft Legends, or whatever that game was even called, I barely played it because I was excited for it, and it was just awful. Didn't even have like custom lobbies. You couldn't even play with your friends on multiplayer. The game itself was buggy. People were bugging it. You could literally leave any game instantly. The single player was horrible, and everything else in between just wasn't a good experience. It wasn't a really good vibe. And that was supposed to be Minecraft, like a big, big, big game. And I think they were trying to go boast that 3 million people played the game. but that's probably just Game Pass active base subscribers checking it out for free. Now, same thing with Redfall. Like, I was excited for Redfall. I actually kept my Game Pass for Redfall, but so far, I'm not even really hyped up for all these early reviews, and I really wanted to play it myself, especially with Jedi out now with their brand new patches. So basically, people are going to be probably be pretty upset with Xbox. Like, once again, Xbox has been in pretty big trouble. They don't really know what to do with Game Pass long term. They don't really necessarily know what's going on with Call of Duty still. They're spending millions of dollars on these legal fees, and even right now, the console sales are slowing down. So now they even have even more pressure to go make something good, and also, once again, for Starfield. Like, if Starfield, what if that game also flops? One of the bigger games they spent like $10 billion on. This could be rough. Or like, what if it gets hit with another delay? Because we're seeing Redfall and Minecraft both having big issues. And guess what? If it gets another huge holiday delay, that's once again another big kind of season where Xbox has no holiday game. And I don't think people are going to be happy with Phil Spencer, especially the Microsoft head honchos with all of that. And Xbox has kind of been on the iffy side. They keep on trying to get the gaming consumer overall, but it just hasn't been so hot. So with Redfall, apparently this might be a rare black mark for Arcane, and a lot of folks may want to have them go back to the drawing board. So they keep on seeing this stuff, and they may just be overall disappointed on almost everything, myself included. I'm just not too hyped up for this stuff, and I think it could be a lot better, and I'm a little bit disappointed at the end of the day, at least in my honest opinion. So I don't know, like, Arcane needs to step up, Microsoft needs to step up, but if it is kind of true, a lot of these people are just saying this wasn't really a good game, because this is actually literally owned by Microsoft. Like, they own Bethesda at this point. So I'm going to check it out tomorrow, like, for sure. I'm intrigued on it. If you guys have seen the early leaks or access or bugs, let me know. But it hasn't looked good. I'm going to hope that maybe that was just like just a leaked patch. Maybe there's a lot more in the game when it comes out in the near future, or something in between. I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed so far. But Redfall, I had high hopes. I'm going to hope they can kind of, if you give me a 7 out of 10 on Game Pass, I can play it for a few days and enjoy myself up on Twitch. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. But if it sucks and I'm going to be sad about it, that's not going to be a good sign, especially with all the other games that are kind of not doing so good. And I'll probably maybe end up canceling my Game Pass subscription until Starfield comes out in the near future. So a lot of folks, I mean, if you're starting to see like 3s, if we're seeing a literal 3 for a game, that's like almost not even worth downloading at that point, even if the game is literally free. But a lot of reviews, be careful. Obviously, if you have Game Pass, it's probably worth it to go download and check it out. Maybe for the full price point, maybe wait and see, especially with all the big drama where the game's not even launching at 60 FPS at the start, which is a bit on the rougher side. And now as well, funny enough, you know, the same thing for Redfall. Apparently, the official account even for Xbox's big new looter shooter was not even safe from their own leak takedown, where the official account for Redfall actually had its own banner taken down from the result of copyright claims. So Redfall's as well, Immerse game also was taken out. But they've been trying to copyright everything with those big leaks I mentioned too, and it's just been not going so well. So they had the text with reports from copyright holders, odd for all this type of stuff. And yeah, they're seeing the Xbox Bethesda is on full-on copyright takedown mode, even for everything on Redfall, where they even had the friendly fire on their own banner. You guys can look over here on the very top saying media not displayed, which is kind of funny, but kind of bad. There's also a brand new Microsoft update in case you guys cared about that for the UI, with more room in the background, where Microsoft starts testing a new Xbox Home UI with testers this week. So in case you guys are on the insiders checking that out, Microsoft has reworked its Xbox Home UI to better accommodate background images and simplify access to key parts of the Xbox dashboard. The software giant halted a test of an upcoming Xbox Home UI last month to rework it, and the result looks like a great improvement for Xbox owners. The new Xbox Home UI also has a lot more of the tiles on the apps and games and all that, a little bit more kind of spread out and looking a lot more nicer. You know, more space to see the background. The tiles have been reduced. There's new responsive game art too as well in the background if you hover over certain games, and you guys can kind of see it just looks a bit more, almost even more PlayStation-esque a little bit more spaced out, a little bit more nicer on the eyes, more aesthetic, everything else in between. I kind of dig it. I kind of like it at the end of the day. So there's also brand new UIs to it, and this also kind of once again did come from them listening to the community, where a lot of the community did not really like what they were changing or what they were doing or how they were changing in the first place. And with all of that, they're like, hey, let's go and make this, well, different. Let's go and try to make it a little bit better, Xbox. So while there is all this big drama going on with Bethesda and, you know, Redfall or even potentially Starfield or whatever, it does at least seem like Xbox is receptive of the community, is probably also making notes and taking notes of all this too as well. So hopefully they kind of stick with it. So I kind of want to hear your thoughts on everything all down below. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, Xbox is kind of slopping. Like, if Redfall is really going to be this bad, that's not a good sign. And as well, I want to have a good game from Xbox. I miss being an Xbox gamer. That's why a lot of folks I think are still sticking with the PlayStation, because at least they're hitting hits and making their standards known. So Xbox needs to clear it up. Like, it's getting to the point where I might even want to do an Xbox rant video, because I'm just disappointed on everything I'm seeing. Like, it just could all around just be a lot better. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys are bored. We're hanging out on Twitch right now if you guys want to. And of course, with the Amazon link for the consoles. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. But more videos out for tomorrow.